Hello, today we will go through some simple steps on how to make a flyer or poster in Canva accessible. Before we move into today's activity, let's look at an accessible flyer or poster in Canva, how it looks like. Navigate to File on your top left corner. Then from the drop-down menu, click on Accessibility, then check Design Accessibility. The results will pop up on your right hand side where you see typography, color contrast, and alternative text. All these things have been checked green, meaning there are no issues in terms of typography, color contrast, and alternative text. Everything is looking awesome. Typography basically relates to how text looks and is structured in your file or flyer. The problems might include the font size being too small, the text too tightly spaced, amongst many. Color contrast basically talks about or describes the different color codes used in creating the flyer, and then alternative text, which is the biggest thing, basically labeling images in your file or in your poster. If you find these images are not giving any relevant information, you want to mark them as decorative. All right, so let's go into a random file or a flyer and let's see if it's accessible. And if not, we'll try to make these, we'll try to input the changes and then make it accessible. So let's choose a sample poster. Okay. And we'll go through the same process of file, accessibility, and check design accessibility. We have changed the document, so we just want to know if this is accessible. Okay, and the good thing about Canva, it points out what needs to be done, where you have to fix, and gives you suggestions or offers suggestions on how to make your design better for accessibility reasons. These are the issues it's pointing out. Typography looks awesome. Basically, text in the flyer looks great. Now, color contrast. It says 3 issues found. Let's see how we can resolve these. Click on that, and like I mentioned earlier, it gives suggestions on how to make this better. So, low contrast text, you want to click on that to dig deeper. And Canva has suggested 3 shades or 3 colors for your text to make it more accessible and more readable. So it's totally dependent on you what color code you want to choose out of the 3 given. And so let's decide on this. So once you select your color code, you'll find the results right here. Low contrast text issue resolved. You want to move on to the next issue, and then I'll choose this color, and it says low contrast text resolved. Then the last contrast issue, settle for the last color, and it says no issues remaining. So we want to go back, and there we have it, color contrast issues resolved. Now the last issue is the alternative text. Let's find out how we can correct this. I don't intend for these images to convey any information to my users or to my readers, but it's important for you to, again, describe or add descriptions to your images. That way, screen readers are able to read out the alternative text instead. If you intend to, this is for accessibility reasons. If you intend to make your images, again, convey information, please label them as such. This image basically shows a person in a wheelchair and another person standing by her. So I would want to say a person in a wheelchair with another person standing right in front. They both have their hands lifted and holding hints. They both have one of their hands lifted and holding the other hands. Okay, so this is a description I would love to give to this image. That way, the screen reader is able to read out my alt text description to my user or to my reader. And I'm going to save that. Alternative text updated. This, I don't intend to convey any message, so I would click on that and then mark that as decorative. And I'll be doing same for all the other images because I do not intend for them to give any information. So the easiest thing to do, or the easier way to go about it, click on one and then on your control button, select all of them. This makes everything easy rather than having to go in and out of every image, and then mark all as decorative. So it says 8 issues resolved, no issues remaining. Let's go back, and then there we have it. Typography issues resolved, color contrast issues resolved, alternative text issues resolved. So basically this poster is ready to be published, and it just says that it's good for screen readers to read out loud whatever is in your poster. This was pretty simple. Thank you so much for listening.